Welcome to your yoga practice. For today's practice, we're going to be exploring the concept of movement as well as stillness. For today's practice, you may want to have a couple blocks available, maybe a chair if you need that for balance, and certainly a mat. When you're ready, come to a good seated position on your mat. And just as we do at the beginning of every class, cross your shins one in front of the other or open your legs out into Siddhasana. So you can be in Sukhasana or Siddhasana. Lean yourself forward, take your sitting bones off the mat, take them way back and broad. Return back to a sitting position with the front of your sitting bones or in contact with the mat. Take your shoulders up to your ears, back towards the back of the mat. Broaden them down your back. Good. Relax them down. Tone your belly. Lengthen the tip of your tailbone. Take your hands. Inhale them overhead. Take a look overhead. Bring your palms together in front of your heart space. Relax your hands onto your upper thighs. Take the tip of your finger and the tip of the thumb together. Tilt your chin. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Let's begin our class. Beginning by noticing the movement of your body even as you're sitting still. Noticing the rise and fall of your belly, your heart space, even the opening and closing of your collarbones as they expand and contract with the breath. Noticing as you're sitting still what your body's telling you. Listen. As you begin to listen to your body, maybe soften in those places where you're holding a little more tension than usual. And take deep, full breaths. Inhaling full and deep, maybe using three-part breathing, inhaling through the belly, the chest, and up through the collarbones, and exhaling and releasing that. Taking a few rounds of deep, full breathing at your own pace. When you finish your next full round of deep breathing, let that go. Return to your normal breathing, relaxing into stillness. Maybe noticing the pounding of your heart, the presentation of your breath as it moves in and out of your body. Maybe even the cool air from the outdoors as it touches your skin. When you're ready, open your eyes, lift your chin. Excellent. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, right hand down to the mat. I'm nearing you, left hand overhead. So we begin with a flow, just starting to open up the side body, moving the left hand to the mat, right hand overhead, and begin to flow with that, moving from side to side, making it feel good for you, staying rooted through both sitting bones so that just your upper torso moves back and forth. Come back to center. Root your fingertips next to your side body. Lift up through both sides of your body. Walk your right fingertips out to the right. Don't bend that elbow. Take the left arm overhead. Inhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, walk those right fingertips out farther. Couple breaths in and out, finding that place of stillness. Letting your body open up. And begin to move that upper shoulder back so that you look up towards the sky. And as you exhale, close it down. Look at the earth. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close it down. Moving a few times at your own pace. Coming back to center, finding that place of stillness. Excellent. Both hands next to your side body as you grow along through the side body. Left fingertips walk out to the left side. That elbow stays straight. The right arm comes overhead, reaches out to infinity, shoulder away from the ear. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, walk those fingertips a little farther out. When you breathe in and out, find that place of stillness. Letting your body stretch, you're getting long through the side body, through the spine. And open up that top shoulder, looking towards the sky. Exhale, close it down, looking towards the earth. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Moving at your own pace. Noticing how that movement feels in your body. Come on back to the center, shoulders up, back, and broaden. Bring your legs out in front of you. And let's do a foot massage. So take your right leg over top of the left leg. Rub through the soles of the feet, front to back, back to front. Interlace the fingers in between the toes. Circle the ankle. Circle it in the opposite direction. Come on back to the center. Wiggle the foot out. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Peel the hand away. Point the foot. Flex it. Good. Rub through the sole of the foot again. Grab hold of the big toe mound, little toe mound of the foot. Spread the top of the foot apart. Give it a good wiggle. Good. Release that. Clap the foot. Then give it a good paddle. Make a fist. Gently tap the sole of the foot. Release that. Grab a hold of the ankle. Shake it out. Grab a hold of the outer edge of the foot. Open that hip up. You're starting to move fluid into the hip. Release that down. Take the head of the femur back into the sitting bone. Switch sides. Good. Rubbing through the sole of the opposite foot. Interlacing the fingers in between the toes. Circle the ankle. Going in the opposite direction. Come on back to the center. Shake it out. Come to a place of stillness. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Keep those toes spread wide as you peel the hand away. There you go. Point the foot. And flex it. Good. Twist and pull each toe. Rub through the sole of the foot again. Excellent. Grab a hold of the big toe mound, little toe mound. Separate the top of the foot. Give it a good wiggle. Release that. Clap the foot. Then give it a good paddle. Make a fist. Gently tap the sole of the foot. Grab a hold of the ankle. Shake it on out. And grab a hold of the outer edge of the foot, the outer edge of that leg. Open the sitting bones out. Release that out in front of you. Bringing the head of the femur back into the sitting bone. Good. Release that out. And we're going to start laying down on our mat today. So move everything away from the sides of your mat. Lay on down. Good. Knees are bent, soles of the feet on the floor. I'm mirroring you, so grab a hold, bend your right knee, bring it in towards the chest. Put your hands around the back of that leg. Draw it in. And then straighten the leg. And we're going to move with this. So Bend the knee, draw it in. Keep the knee where it is. Can you straighten it? Bend the knee again. Draw it in towards the chest. Straighten it again. Bend it in. Draw it in a little more tightly. Straighten the top of the leg. Good. Foot is flexed. Breathing in and out. One more time. Bend that knee, taking it towards the armpit. Breathe. And then straighten the knee. Good. Switch sides. So the right foot comes down to the mat. Left knee draws in towards your chest wall. You interlace your hands behind that upper thigh. Draw the knee in towards the chest. Then straighten the leg. Draw it in again, bending the knee. See if you can keep the knee where it is, but straighten the leg. Draw it in again. And straighten. 2 more times. And then release both feet down. Take a good windshield wiper. And we're going to repeat that. So this time your right knee comes in towards the chest. Interlace your hands behind that upper thigh. Maybe shift one finger over. Draw the knee in. Straighten it towards the ceiling or maybe towards the back of the room. That hip stays rooted down on the ground as you draw the knee in. Bend it. Straighten it. A couple more times at your own pace. And this time when you get that knee straight, see if you can keep it straight. Keeping your shoulders on the ground, back of your skull on the ground, the back of your neck is long. Can you begin to walk your hands up your leg, maybe grab around the calf? Draw that leg in a little more closely. Tip of the tailbone reaching down, maybe walk your fingers up towards your ankle. Draw in again. Breathe. Maybe you can reach a hold, grab a hold of that big toe with your right hand. Breathe in and out. Really reach through that right heel. And when you're ready, release the foot down to the earth. Switch sides. This time the left knee comes in. You draw it in towards the chest. And then you begin to straighten the leg. And then bend it as you draw it in some more. Straighten it again. A few more times at your own pace. Straightening and bending that leg. And then you find that place of stillness where that top leg is straight. You're starting to stretch the back of the leg, the hamstrings, so those hips stay rooted to the earth. The back of your skull is down. Your face is soft. Take a couple deep breaths in and out as you begin to walk your hands up towards your calf, maybe. Drawing the leg a little closer towards the back of the room. Maybe you can reach up and grab a hold of your ankle. Breathe in and out and let it open up. Maybe you can reach around with that middle finger, grab a hold of the toe. Reach that foot high. The heel stays high. Breathe in and out. Release that. Come on back to the center. Windshield wiper your legs again. Moving at your own pace. Knees moving right and left. Good. Now bring your legs close together. Draw both knees in towards the chest. Maybe widen them so they're coming towards your armpits. Breathe in and out. Maybe wiggle your hips back and forth. And as we did before, we're going to straighten the legs. And bend the knees. And straighten them. and bend and straighten and bend. This time you straighten those legs, keep them straight. So begin to walk your hands up towards the calves. Good. Allowing those legs to open up a little more fully. Maybe walk your hands towards the ankles. Feeling your inner thighs reaching out through those heels. Maybe you grab the middle finger around the big toes as you reach through the heels. Breathe in and out. And when you're ready, you bring the legs together. You bend the knees. You reach them down towards the earth. Good. And we're going to row our knees now. So draw your knees in towards your chest. Your hands on top of the knees. Your fingers are facing your toes. You can begin to circle your legs in towards the chest and open them out. And they come in and they open out. As you begin to row, starting to open the hips and the sitting bones. A couple more times. And then you come to stillness. And now you row in the opposite direction. So you take your hips wide, circle them in towards the center. Take them wide. They come in towards the center again a couple more times. And then when you're ready, you let your knees fully relax towards the front of the room. Your elbows are straight. Your fingers are facing towards your toes. Just let the weight of your legs relax into your hands. Good. Gently, gently release your legs down. Reach both feet towards the sky. Legs are straight. Good. Can you inhale, lengthen, exhale, take your feet towards the front of the room. Inhale, lengthen again, tone your belly. Take your legs closer to the earth. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, lower your legs a little more fully. Got this. Breathe. Take the legs a little lower. 2 deep breaths. Then inhale them towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower them down a couple inches from the mat. Inhale towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, hold those legs down. Hover them above the earth. Breathe in and out. Can you lift your shoulders off the mat? Breathe in and out. Tone your belly. Maybe lift your hands off the mat. Palms facing the ceiling. Couple deep breaths. Then release the hands down. Release the head and shoulders down. Take the legs back towards the ceiling. Bend the knees. Soles of the feet on the floor. You're doing great. We're going to do some bridge poses. We're going to be moving in our bridge pose. Start your heels back towards your hips. Inhale, lift the sitting bones off the mat. Exhale, lower them down. And you move in and out, lifting and lowering those hips. Moving with your breath. There's some critters down here walking all over me. It's very funny. This time, take those hips towards the ceiling. Breathe. Press your feet into the earth. Press your feet forward. Keep those hips lifted. Back of the skull is back. Back of the neck is long. Couple deep breaths in and out. Maybe interlace your fingers behind you. Open your heart space. Tone your belly. Unclasp those hands. Release the hips all the way down to the mat. Bend your knees in. And we begin to rock back and forth. Come to a seated position. Lean yourself forward. Come all the way up to a standing position. Take your feet wide. Wiggle them out. Toes are facing the front of the room. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward for your first wide angle forward bend. Inhale, halfway up, long spine. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Walk your hands to the right. Walk your hands back to center. Come halfway up. Hands go to the left. And you begin to walk your hands right and left, keeping your knees straight to begin with. Just starting to open those inner thighs, keeping your hips steady and stable, even as you're moving. Then come on back to center. Good. Bend your right knee. Keep the left leg straight. Walk your hands to the right. Excellent. Now can you straighten your right leg, bend the left leg. Walk your hands to the left. Spine is long, torso reaching towards the front of the mat. As you begin to walk right and left, your heels stay planted on the earth. You use your breathing to move back and forth. Excellent. Come on back to the center. Both legs are straight. Inhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Plant your right hand in front of your face, left hand to the hip. Open your right shoulder out to the to the left side of the room. Reach that top arm overhead. Can you wiggle the fingers and look up at it? Good. Come on back to the center. Left hand plants in front of your face. Right hand comes to your hip crease. You take your left chest wall towards the right leg. Open that top arm to infinity. Wave to your fingers. Look up at them. And then you begin to move, planting and reaching. And come on back to the center. Heel toe your feet together. Bend your knees. Feet are still a little bit wide, but they're not as wide as they were before. Send your sitting bones back towards the back of the room. Lift your torso. Good. Breathe in and out so you're in a wide chair pose. Good. Can you lift your right heel off the mat? Set it down. Left heel. Set it down. Right. Left. Hands to the heart space. Lift your right heel. Left heel. Right heel. Left heel. Can you lift both heels? Put them down. Again, both heels. Release them down. Straighten the legs. Reach your arms overhead. Palms together in front of, above your head. Bring your hands in front of your heart space. Release them down. Step your legs together into Tadasana mountain pose. Good. Now, we're going to take a modified tree pose. Straighten your right leg. Bend the left knee. Can you lift that leg off the ground? And now open it out. Release that foot around your ankle, around the knee. Inhale your arms overhead. Can you take weeping willow pose as you lean towards the left side of the mat? So you have a half moon shape in your body. Come on back to the center. Unwind the pose. That leg comes forward. You release the hand, you release the leg. Shake it out. And we try with the other side, lengthening through the left leg, bending the right knee, bringing the right thigh forward, parallel to the ground. Good. Can you begin to open it out? Opening that hip, resting the foot around either edge of the knee, around the ankle, even up into the upper thigh. Arms reach overhead. Good. Can you shift your weight so that you're leaning towards the right and taking weeping willow pose? And then you come on back to the center. Unwind the pose. Plant the foot. Excellent. Can we do it one more time? Beautiful. Coming to your Tadasana mountain pose. Finding your place of stillness. Excellent. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Tone your belly, lengthen your tailbone, open your eyes. Shift your weight into your right leg. The left knee bends. Toes are facing forward. The knee is facing forward. Maybe take your hands to your hips. Shoulders up, back, and broaden. As you lift the left leg in front of you. The upper thigh is parallel to the floor. You breathe. You notice the wobbling in your leg. You maybe open that knee out. Bring the foot around the ankle, around the knee, or up into that inner thigh. When you're ready, arms reach overhead, shoulders away from the ears. Breathe in and out. And if it feels good for you, as you're ready, you begin to lean your torso towards that bent knee for weeping willow pose. Couple deep breaths in and out here. Yeah, sure, you wobble. Come on back to the center. Hands to the hip crease. Knee comes forward. You step that foot down. Shake it out. And we switch sides. Starting in Tadasana mountain pose. Rooting through that left leg, right knee bends. As you find your place of steadiness, you lift that right leg off the ground. The upper thigh is parallel to the floor. Breathe in and out. Hands to the hip creases, shoulders up, back, and broaden. Lift your heart space. Now open your knee out. The foot comes around the ankle, around either side of the knee, or up into that upper thigh. Arms reach overhead. All that wobbling you're feeling in the foot and the ankle, really good for stability, for the nerve muscles. As you lean towards the right side. Weeping willow pose. Come on back to the center. Hands to the hip creases, shoulders up, back, and broaden. That knee and leg comes forward. And you reach it down. And you shake it out. Good job, everyone. Please turn towards the front of your mat. Walk all the way to the front of the mat. Taking Tadasana mountain pose. Inhale. Take that right foot, step it back on the mat. So you're in a high lunge into crescent pose. That means that back heel is lifted. Good. Inhale your shoulders up, back, and broaden. Can you take that left arm and reach it overhead? And then take it back and reach it overhead. Maybe open your heart space and exhale and take it behind you. Moving with that arm, even as you are steady through the legs. The only thing moving is that left hand. Palm facing the midline. Come on back to the center. Hands to your hip creases, shoulders up, back, and broaden. Lift your heart space to the sky. Both hands reach overhead. Hinge, hinge, hinge forward. Plant your hands on either side of that front foot. Hinge on that back foot. Step it forward into Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Hands to the hip creases, root to rise. Shoulders up, back, and broad. And we get ready for side two. So this time you're going to bend that left knee. Step it back behind you. Make sure you're not on railroad tracks. You're in a high lunge. Torso is lifted. Heel on the back leg is lifted. Your hips are square. Your back leg is straight. Reaching through that back heel. Hands to the hip creases. Lift your heart space. Take that right hand, reach it down to the floor. Palm faces the midline. Inhale, reach the arm overhead. Exhale, take it back behind you. And as you inhale and exhale, you begin to move that right arm, keeping your hips steady and stable. This time you come to a place of stillness. Lift your heart space, reach your arms overhead, and then hinge forward. Plant your hands on either side of that front foot. Bend the back knee, step forward into standing forward bend. Hands to the hip creases, root to rise. Coming back to Tadasana Mountain Pose. We're going to repeat that pose again. You can stay in the action we just did, or this time you can add up if you'd like. Starting in Tadasana Mountain Pose, you bend your right knee, you take it back behind you. So you're in a right leg lunge, crescent pose variation. You can start inhaling and exhaling that left arm overhead, or maybe this time you move both hands in opposition, noticing how your hips stay still and steady in that silence as your arms are working on your core strength, your balance, your ability to stay rooted through movement. Last time, both arms reach overhead, heart space reaches towards the sky. Hinge forward, plant the hands in front of that front foot, either side, bend the back knee, step forward into Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Hands to the hip creases, root to rise. Coming all the way back to Urdhva Hastasana, arms overhead. Reach up, look up, palms together. Coming into Tadasana Mountain Pose. Close your eyes as we prepare for side two. Noticing your body, noticing the movements, even as you're in stillness. Using your breathing to come back to a place of stillness. Open your eyes. Hands to your hip creases, shoulders up, back, and broaden. You step that left leg back behind you, making sure you're not on a tight rope. You're maybe on railroad tracks. Reach back through that back heel. Back knee is straight. Hips are square. Arms overhead. As you reach up towards the sky, then you come back to a straight torso, hands to your hip creases. Good, you can begin to move that right hand, or maybe you begin to move both hands in opposition, keeping your legs steady as the arms move back and forth. Couple more times. Then your hands to your hip creases, shoulders up, back, and broaden. Hinge forward. Root your hands down. Step the back foot forward to meet the front foot. Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Root to rise. Adding up. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale the right leg back into a right leg lunge crescent pose. You can begin to move both hands or one hand. As you move, I'd like you to straighten that front knee like you're moving up and down on a carousel pole. Just noticing how this changes the pose, changes your balance. And the next time you get that front knee straight, keep it straight. Hands to your hip creases, shoulders up, back, and broaden. Inhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen as you hinge at the hip creases, planting your hands into pyramid pose. Maybe walk that back foot a little bit closer. Breathe in and out. You can walk those fingertips forward, release the head. Take a couple deep breaths in and out. Then when you're ready, you bend that front knee. Step the back foot forward to meet the front foot. Hands to your hip creases, root to rise. Arms overhead. You step the other leg back, finding your crescent pose. Lengthening, taking the slack out of that back leg. Reaching up for a crescent lunge. And then you begin to move your arms. And as you move your arms, when you're able, you begin to straighten and bend that front knee like you're on a carousel horse, working on your leg strength, your quad strength, your core strength, your balance. Noticing whether you need to speed up the movement or slow it down. Yogi's choice. The next time you get that front knee straight, keep it there. Walk that back foot forward. Inhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen through the spine. Hinge forward at the hip creases, bringing the torso forward for pyramid pose. Breathing in and out. You can walk that back foot a little bit closer if you'd like. You can walk the hands forward, creating a little more length in the spine. Shoulder blades kissing together. Couple breaths in and out. Then you bend that front knee. Walk the back foot forward to meet the front foot. Hands to your hip creases. Root to rise. You're doing a great job. We have one more sequence to do today. It's a challenging one. Let me show it to you and then we'll do it together. So we worked already today on a variation of tree pose. We're going to add that up with warrior 3. It looks like this. We're going to inhale. I'm going to bring our right knee forward. We're going to exhale. I'm going to take it back towards the back of the mat as we hinge our torso forward. And then we're going to inhale and exhale as we move that knee front and back. If you need to take a break in the midline, you can do that. If you'd like to add up the arms, you can do that as well. Join me. Please come to the center of your mat, facing towards the front of your mat. Tadasana mountain pose. You roll long through both sides of the body, root through your left leg, bend the right knee. Good. Hands to your hip creases, shoulders up, back, and broaden as you begin to bring that right knee forward. Exhale, bend the knee. Take it back towards the back of the room as you hinge forward with the torso at your hip crease. Inhale, bring the knee towards the center. Exhale, take the knee towards the back of the room. And as it serves you, you add up the arms. Arms reaching towards infinity as you move through your variation of tree pose variation into warrior 3. The next time you get into that warrior three, can you find your warrior three? Even if it's not fully parallel warrior three, find your place of stillness and breathe. Then when you're ready, please come on back to center. Bring that leg through. Release it down. Can we take the other side? I'm turning around so you can see my leg this time. Excellent. Rooting through both legs. Feet are parallel to one another, about hip distance apart. You root through your right leg, left knee bends as that whole leg comes forward. Hands to your hip creases. Shoulders externally rotate as you lift your heart space. Then you hinge forward at your hip creases, taking that leg back towards the back of the room. You inhale and you bring the knee forward. Exhale, straighten the leg, reach it towards the back of the room. Hips are square. Adding up the arms as it suits you, yogi's choice. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhaling and exhaling. Even pausing if you need to in the center. Inhaling, pausing, and exhaling. And the next time you come to your version of Warrior Three, even if it's that back toe is on the ground and your torso is slightly forward, you pause in your version of Warrior Three and you find that place of stillness. And when you're ready, come back to the center. That leg comes all the way forward. You release the standing leg. You come into Tadasana Mountain Pose. You did a great job today. Please come to a seated position on your mat. Good. Turn so you're facing me. Your legs are wide. Take both feet as wide as your sticky mat. Lift your sitting bones. Come to the front of your sitting bones. Excellent. Knees facing the ceiling, toes facing the ceiling. Flex the foot. Inhale, hands next to your hip creases. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, lift again. Exhale, hinge forward. Walk the hands forward. Can you walk your hands to the right? And then center. And then left and center. Next time you get your hands to the right, can you inhale, lift through the heart space. Exhale, fold. Come on back through the center. Lather, rinse, repeat on the left side. Hands on either side of that front leg as you lift the heart space and you fold. Come on back to the center. Walk your hands back towards your hips, arms overhead. This time you're going to lean towards the right. Both hands reach towards the right. Come on back to the center. Lean to the left. Both hands reach towards the left. Can you open that top shoulder? Inhale one more time. Lean to the right. Reach that lower arm, that right arm down to the left leg. Open the top shoulder. Switch sides. Lean. Take that left arm towards the right foot. Open the top shoulder. Come on back to the center. Bend your knees. Soles of the feet together. Good. Open your sitting bones. Inhale, lift up through the heart space. Exhale, hinge forward. Letting those elbows open your knees out. Resisting the urge to round your spine. You're lifting up through the heart space as you hinge forward at the hip creases. Good job. Come on back to the center. Bend both knees. Grab a hold of the right foot with your left hand. Draw it around toward your left hip. Cross the other foot in front for a twist. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, can you twist toward the left side of your mat? Breathing in and out. Coming back to the center, unwinding, switch sides. Good. Both hands to that front knee as you lift up through the heart space. You release the right hand down. Left hand helps you open up for a twist. Come on back to the center. Switch sides again. Only this time I'd like you to take your thighs together. So instead of having your knees bent, you're going to actually lower your legs, one thigh to the other. So you're in cow face pose. Good. Both of your thighs are reaching towards one another. Your feet are reaching out towards the side of the mat. Inhale your arms overhead. Can you take them all the way up high? Can you exhale? Take that left hand between your shoulder blades. Lift your heart space. Do you take the right hand, reach it out to the side. Turn your thumb down, palm facing the back of the room. Take it behind your body. Cow face arms as your fingertips reach in the direction of one another. Lift your heart space. Lean forward. Lift long spine. Lean forward. Come on back to the center. Reach those arms to infinity. Lean back. Switch sides. Good. Your thighs are reaching towards one another. Soles of the feet are flexed. If you look down, it looks like your feet are the ears of the cow's face. Your knees are the nose. Fingertips next to your side body. As you lift, lift, lift through the side body. Reach those arms wide. Right hand reaches overhead. As you take and pat yourself between the shoulder blades. Grab a hold of that elbow. Reach it back. Back of the skull is back. Back of the neck is long. Your left arm reaches to the side of the room. Turn the palm so that your palm is facing back, thumb facing down. Bend the elbow. And you work the hand up between your shoulder blades to meet the fingertips of your other hand in the direction of. Couple deep breaths in and out. As you inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hinge forward at your hip creases. Inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, hinge forward. Come on back to the center. Reach your arms wide. Lean back. Uncross the legs. And you can lay all the way down on your sticky mat. Breathing in and out. Keeping your knees bent. I'd like you to draw both knees in towards the chest. And just as we did at the beginning of class, please begin to row your legs. Bring them in towards the chest and opening them out towards the sides of the mat. Going at your pace. And after you've done that a few times, you switch directions as we row towards Shavasana. We're not quite there yet. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Bring your feet up towards the sky. Take your hands in between your legs. Reach them around towards the outer edges of your feet for happy baby pose. You can rock back and forth. When you're ready, release that. Soles of the feet together. Open your knees out for Supta Baddha Konasana. Just lay here for a few moments. Take one hand to your heart space, the other hand to your belly, and activate your breath. Deep, full breaths, three-part breathing through the belly, the chest, and the collarbones. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. And continue your full breathing, three-part breathing, for a couple more rounds. And let that breathing go. Take your hands next to your hips, allow your palms to open up. Keep your legs the way they are for now in Supta Baddha Konasana. Shoulder blades meeting on the mat. Your eyes are closed. Your gaze is soft. And you begin to allow your inner thighs to open up, letting gravity do the work. As you release your jaw, your cheeks, your cheekbones, the bridge of your nose, your eyes, your eyebrows, the center of your forehead. Observe yourself through the center of your forehead, through the space of stillness. And stay in Supta Baddha Konasana, where you can reach your feet forward, coming into your more traditional form of Shavasana. Legs straight, your knees opening out, your ankles opening out. Let everything go. Relaxing your feet, your ankles, your shins, your calves. Relax your knees, your quads, the hamstrings on the backs of your legs. Relax your groin, your buttocks muscles, your belly. Relax your sacrum and your low back. Relax your shoulders and your shoulder blades. Relax your collarbones. Let your heart rest fully through an uplifted chest. Relax the backs of your hands, your palms, your wrists, your lower arms and forearms. Relax your biceps, your deltoids. Relax your collarbones. Relax the back of your skull, your neck. Soften your jaw. Relax the space at the crown of your head. Enjoy the depth of your Shavasana. And as you feel ready, begin to deepen your breath, taking 3 full deep breaths in and out. Deepest, fullest breath you've breathed all day. And then begin to wiggle your fingers, your toes, your wrists, your ankles, bending your knees, and maybe rolling to one side, remaining on your side for a few more moments, closing your eyes, looking into your beautiful heart space, thanking yourself for exploring the concept of moving as well as stillness, and knowing that even when things are moving and changing, we can often find stability if we look for roots and find ways to stabilize our roots despite what's moving, what's changing, what's flowing. Draw your knees even closer to your heart space. Use the strength of your hands to come back to a seated position. Sit well, crossing your second favorite leg in front of you this time. Sitting full and deep, finding your Sukhasana or Siddhasana. Heart space lifted, spine long and full, reaching through the crown of your head. Shoulders up, back, and broaden. Hands in front of your heart space as you tilt your chin, close your eyes, or soften your gaze. This week, as you take your yoga practice off your mat and out into the world, the invitation is to notice where you can find steadiness, stillness, silence, even as the world moves and changes about you. Where can you remain grounded? And as you're ready, lift your chin, open your eyes. Thank you for coming to class today. Thank you for letting me be in the seat of the teacher. I look forward to seeing you again. Namaste.